So, welcome back to another video on another T4. So this is Jenny Wren's T4. Jenny Wren eating a bourbon biscuit. Lovely, happy days. So I'm just a quick video to cover the steering rack and changing the steering rack. So I have had some questions recently when it came to reinstalling the steering rack. So I do have a video on this, obviously, and I will leave links down below to how to change the steering rack. It's basically a half-hour video, and it's really interesting watching it because I watched that to see how we were going to do that, for tips and advice. Now, one of the questions that I received was, how did I put the steering column on to the steering rack? Did I bolt the steering rack down first and then push the column onto it? Well, the answer to that is no. I had the steering rack was in there and it was floating around, and then we were able to put it in. And you may be wondering why we've replaced the steering rack. And it's another reason why I never said who supplied the steering rack last time as well. So we replaced the steering rack. Jenny Wren got the steering rack, we've replaced it. And the company, I don't know who the company was anyway, Matt knows, Wren knows, but we've had an issue with the rack, which is why less than 2 years later, we've had to replace the steering rack because the steering rack has failed. So obviously with what is some consumer rights, isn't it? Some buyers consumer rights. That's sort of like,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, look into it. Matt ain't got a mic on, so but that is basically
Martin Lewis.
Martin Lewis. Yeah.
If it's not fit for purpose or quality, etc.
Oh right, yeah, if it's not fit for purpose or poor quality. Which, to be fair, the steering rack shouldn't have failed in this short period of time. And the company were trying to say that it was the mechanic who fitted it. They mixed the fluids up because the fluid had gone. I'll tell you what we'll do is I'll get a picture from Wren and we'll put that up now, and so you can actually see how bad it was, because all the fluid had gone like silvery, like aluminium. It's like an aluminium fluid.
So when we done the rack, we also changed the pump. So we changed the rack and the pump because the pump fell shortly after, didn't it?
Yeah.
Or on installation because it popped something, didn't it?
Yes.
Or it was notchy. Anyway, so we changed the rack and the pump. It's been nearly 2 years. And then the fluid level dropped and it was coming out the bellows. So we contacted the company about the steering rack because it's under a 2-year warranty. And they tried saying, no, it's not covered under warranty because the fluid looks contaminated. But it's contaminated because the steering rack's failed.
Yeah, because it's failed.
And then as soon as we said, about Consumer Rights Act, I think it's Consumer Rights Act 1975. Anyway, then all of a sudden, they sent us a new rack. So that's what we're fitting. But it's a bit concerning where all the contaminants come from.
Yeah.
It's obviously got aluminium in the fluid, and they were trying to say it's because we mixed the red fluid with the green fluid. But we never did, and it's been nearly 2 years.
Yeah, and if you look back at the video, look at the other video, we mentioned about putting the right fluid in.
And when they were going to send the other one, they were saying to Jen about, which rack is it? Because you might have put the wrong one on it. Well, you would have sent it, and we would have told you. So
apparently, it's under the sad fart.
Yeah.
Consumer Rights Act 2015.
Sad part.
Yeah, sad part.
So goods must be satisfactory quality, as described, fit for purpose, and reasonably durable, and last a reasonable time. Well, I would say less than 2 years. Yeah, a steering rack is a major mechanical component and should last far longer than 2 years under normal use. So even if the warranty didn't exist, you could still argue that the product was not durable enough. Now, and that is exactly the case that we've got here. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, thank you. Lovely. See, ChatGPT, it's OP. It works.
Comes in really handy when you're doing legal documents.
I've used ChatGPT for a couple of things as well. But so that's it. And again, last time I said it took us 4 hours to do the job, and that was just because we'd done other things as well. I can't remember what else we were doing. There was other things going on as well.
I think it was because it went wrong because we fitted the rack. And then the pump was notchy, wasn't it? It was misbehaving. Yeah. We ended up just changing the pump, didn't we?
Yeah. But today it's only taken us 3 hours, and we've had a couple of cups of tea. We've had Graham from the body shop over here having a chat. So it's been, we've just been taking our time. But it's not a big job. It doesn't take long. So and I think in that video I do say it's it's not for someone who can't do mechanics. And to be fair, I think now that we've done it again the second time, I reckon anyone could probably do this.
If you watch a video, it's fine.
Yeah, watch the last video and yeah, you'll be fine. But yeah, T4s. And we're going to be back with more T4s because catastrophic problems with my red T4, which is driving me absolutely insane. The white T4 is still up for sale, but I haven't done any advertising, but I've got some interest in that at the moment. But the T4 work is going to be coming back to the channel alongside with the Porsche stuff, which I think next time we'll do the Porsche because I've got a lot of stuff to get on with. And I'm going to leave it there because we've got stuff to get on with, clearly. So thank you very much for watching. And hopefully this has helped you a little bit. So take care, stay safe, and God bless. Yeah, well done.
Right.
So I used ChatGPT to write that email to Western Paris about the.
Oh, did you? I use ChatGPT to for Dream Day campers with their legal letter.